Yeah, you definitely like sort of step back into like the sort of modern sound of like 2020, or even like actually before that, because like what was the track you did with CamelPhat?
Be Someone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. I mean, I couldn't for the life of me see 2012, 13 Jake Bugg doing a track with CamelPhat. Could you?
No, absolutely not. And like, to be honest, I probably wouldn't like. You know, I like to try new things, but you know, I have to feel in somewhat confident doing them. And with the CamelPhat guys, I listened to this stuff and I was like, I don't know, there was just something about it that it was dark, you know, in terms of its production and the songs, and I love the
Yeah.
melodies. I was like, and I love my psychedelic and, you know, my dark trippy stuff. I was like, actually, maybe I could do something on this. And I think it's only like 2 or 3 notes in the whole thing. It's not very, it's just about making it dark as you can and simplifying it really, I guess.
But it's a bang. I mean, and I remember it coming into my inbox or seeing it written down or something. I can't remember. Like it was. I definitely saw it written before I heard it, and I looked at it and I was a bit like, "Fuck this! I don't think this is gonna work." Did you ever see like a collab and you're just like going, "Nah, I can't. Nah, it's not gonna.
Oh,
It's not gonna." Hit play in it, and I'm like, "Holy shit, this is great!"
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, I didn't know what was going to happen, but fair play to those boys, and you know, Mike DeScala is an incredible producer. You know, we've jammed together, and not only like, you know, done some production of kind of more my things, and he gets some really great sounds, and it comes from a good place. And but yeah, it was something I definitely didn't expect, and especially when I had to go play at we had to do the you know, Radio 1 Ibiza, and then I just had to stand with no guitar and like sing along with them while they're DJing behind me. I was like, I probably felt a little bit out of place, to be honest, but everyone was having a good time by the looks of it. So
Yeah, what do you like? You always have your guitar really on you, don't you? Like I remember like this is what I always thought about comedians is like if you don't know what to do with your hands, you feel like a bit of a bell end.
that's what I felt like. I didn't know what to do with my hands, to be honest. I'm like, do I give it the one arm in the air? Do I give it do I hold the microphone? It was bizarre, but you know, it's like it's those things that, you know, it's not something I feel confident doing so much, but I think those things push you out of your comfort zone and, you know, help you to, you know, evolve as a person and step out of your comfort zone a little bit. And probably next time I would do it, I'll feel a lot better about it. So
Like all great bands throughout history at one stage or another in their career have had to like mime, right? So like
yeah.
you'll have had like Nirvana going on Top of the Pops and doing it, or the Beatles doing it, and you know everybody's done it because that's basically how TV works. Um,
Mm.
what because like obviously you're talking about what you're doing with your hands, but you've played every TV chat show I think going like any of the ones that are worth mentioning anyway. What's that like? Because like like how does that work? Talk me through that.
Well, yeah, like some of the ones we do in America are pretty crazy, like, you know, because they're huge, aren't they? And
Mm.
but you know, the band, we get in there very early. We have to get in there, you know, same time as the crew and stuff, really. And they're just long days. It's just so funny seeing the build and up and the sketches and the amount of that goes into these chat shows, and then you know, and then the whole thing gets presented in the evening. It's crazy, and like especially when the guests are. I think when I did like Graham Norton, I was like sat on a sofa with like, I think it was yeah, I know Robert De Niro and Sylvester Stallone with it, and it's just like I'm just plumped in the end. I'm like, I'm thinking, what am I doing here? I shouldn't be here at all. So it's like it is bizarre and funny, and but you make some great people. So.
Did you have any sort of back and forths with Sly Stallone and Robert De Niro?
After the show, yeah, like I think yeah, De Niro got off, but Sylvester stuck around and like, you know, being the chatty, funny guy he is, and yeah, he was lovely, and you know, I think I was, to my surprise, I think he asked for a photo for his daughter, which I couldn't believe, and we did on this photo of me and him together, like with his fist under me chin or whatever. But it's just weird. I sometimes, because I didn't, you know, I didn't really get into it for any of that. I
Oh, of
just,
course not.
I love playing music. You know, it's like,
Hmm.
so to have that thing that comes along with it and those nice moments through music is you know, really nice.
Well, that's it. Like it's all like a bonus, and it's only really a part and parcel of a certain style of career. Like as in, you can't really. This isn't the path that everybody who picks up a guitar will run. Like when
Mhm.
you're like a bona fide sort of pop star, like like you, that's the sort of circles that happens. I mean, when you went and played Ellen, did Ellen beat you up? Did she like punch you in the face and be all mean and stuff as everybody?
No, no, mate. She was really nice. She was really nice to me. It was like we were on set, so but she was really really sweet and to me, and and it's funny though. Like you don't know what's going on sometimes, do
No,
you? But
no.
I have to say, like, yeah, I think I remember Jay Leno was really nice. Jimmy Fallon's cool. Um, Jimmy Kimmel was really really sound, and yeah, they've all been great to me, to be honest.
Yeah.
So.
I want to go back to the very beginning, about like the sort of music that was playing in your house growing up. Can you remember like what the sort of shared family song was when you were a kid?
I don't, yeah, there wasn't really a shared family song. It was like, whatever me mum would play, we'd ate. That's usually the way it goes, isn't it?
What was she playing?
Well, my mum, she had quite she had quite a bit of a range of taste, really. I guess she'd go for, she'd play Beethoven and all that, which was great. But then, the Take That CD had come out, and then, when her sister's around for a few drinks, then the Take That CD comes on. Not saying anything bad about it, but it just wasn't my cup of tea. Like, they're obviously good songwriters, but it was just funny. Yeah, it's like there was records. There was just records. Yeah, that one. And I know she loved her Meatloaf as well. Like, Out of Hell.
Full
Couldn't do it.
9.5 minute version or whatever it is of Bad Out of Hell.
Yeah, just couldn't do it. Just
Nah.
couldn't do it.
I mean, I'm with you on that one. Like, I mean, that's. But I read somewhere, right, and I don't know like how true it is, but like your mom and dad, like I've played music before, or they had recorded music before. Like, what in what sort of capacity?
They never did a gig or anything. It's just like I think they had a mate that they who had a bit of a studio in his room basically, and mum did a bit of singing, dad played keys, and that was the extent of it really. They never did any gigs or anything like that. But I think that's why growing up, I didn't want to get into music. I didn't like it. I loved my football, and it wasn't till I started playing the guitar that I saw a different side to it really, and went on that journey.
Yeah, I've met people that have done it the other way around, where like a friend of mine, Reggie Snow, he's like a rapper from Ireland, like went and played football in LA on a scholarship, and then got into hip hop and became a rapper off the back of it. If would you give it all up now at 26 if you were like able to sign play up front for Notts County?
No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't give it up. But I think if they were ever really struggling, but I don't think they'll be ever struggling that bad to need someone like me in the team. So, but no, absolutely not. I think I'm doing the thing that I really love, and I get a lot of independence and freedom with my career and my choices I get to make, fortunately, as well. So there's that side of it, and there's always going to be compromises, but no, I wouldn't give it up.
What I've learned from watching the All or Nothing, have you been watching that on Amazon Prime? It's like a documentary about Spurs, and they did a
No, I haven't. I wanted to start watching it though. It looks
yeah,
good. Some of the clips I've seen.
it's great. And I watched the one about Sunderland Till We Die as well. And the one thing that matches up in both those documentaries about the footballers is their lives are like, fair enough that they get paid a lot of money and they have the adulation, and come Saturday, come Wednesday, come Sunday, it's great. Their lives are very boring, and like in between. Like, I mean, they have to
Yeah.
sit about and do nothing really. And I guess like that can be quite similar to tour life, because like when you're touring between places, there's not really much you can do, really, is there?
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, like, luckily we can go to the pub and smash as many beers as we like. You know what I mean? When the football lads can't do that. So, yeah, there's always something for us musicians to be knocking around doing, lurking around somewhere.
That's a fair point. I didn't like, as soon as it came out of my mouth, I was like, "Oh yeah,
I thought that's.
wait, no, they're not." Although, if you were a footballer in the '80s, like it kind of, you had the best of both worlds, didn't you? You'd be like finishing up your match and going out for a rake of pints, and
Yeah,
then
exactly. It's a ciggy at half time, isn't it? But no, I guess when we're on gig days, there's a lot of waiting around, and we can't be pushing ourselves or drinking and stuff before that. So yeah, on gig days, there's a lot of waiting around in not so nice venues sometimes and things like that. But the pros definitely outweigh the cons for sure.
were you any good at football? Like, did you ever like ever play
So,
for a team?
yeah, I was okay. I played for the county of Nottingham, called City Boys,
Hmm.
and some of the lads I played with, one of them plays for Wycombe Wanderers now from my team. So I played at an okay level. It was like the level before academies and stuff, but yeah, and then I picked up the guitar, and that was the end of that
That
really.
was
And
the end of it. Yeah. But then
yeah, pretty much.
that led to like a bit of a, I mean, sort of like a long way down the line, working with Notts County. I say working with them, like putting your name on their shirt. Like that's every kid's dream, is like being able to shirt sponsor their own team. Like that must have been amazing, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I think like the extra icing on the cake was when we are in the Division Two, when we were a professional side, not in the non-league, and I was on the FIFA kit as well. So I'd get them all the way from Division Four to Champions League, and they're wearing your name, which was but that's when I think about those things, I think I made the right decision. You're not going to be sponsoring Notts County if you're perhaps maybe playing in the side, are you? So it's
It sounds like you're like it's like if you're the manager's son or whatever, like you've kind of bought your way on, like you.
yeah. I bought my way on it. No, I went and watched a bit of training with him today, and yeah, it looked no chance for me.
Too fast, man. Like all the lower leagues from the Premier League are all starting to catch up. I think they're like 10 years ago they would have been where they are now, but I feel like they're at like basically all the athletes now, all the younger like footballers that are coming through are all just better athletes. They're just faster.
No, absolutely, and but I think speaking to a few players, one of the interesting things is it's like I think mentally, you know, maybe younger people are finding it a lot tougher because now you hear stories like if you shout at a young kid when he's coming up through the ranks that sometimes they can break down and it can be hard for him. And so even though they're getting fitter and more physical, it's that old school mental side of it's kind of going, oh, maybe that's a good thing though in the end. So
Yeah,
who
that's
knows?
that's true. Like, I mean, you see, like people like Ferguson and like Mourinho kind of having to change tact, like
Yeah.
to deal with millennials. Really, I guess. Like